Okay, everyone. So thank you very much for joining. My name is Ami Feiner, and together with me is Ilan Komorovsky from our pre-sale department. And thank you very much for joining. Today's topic is Intercom, our new Intercom system. Maybe before we start, we sent you a lot of marketing material regarding this item, this new item, in which you can use it to promote the item in your territories, and you can find a lot of information on it. Um, you can find things like banners and tech sheets. Um, sorry, yes. You can find some banners and you can find some pictures of the cameras and leaflets ready for you to use and print. A poster for your shops and walls, product briefs that you can use for advertising in different articles, social media posts, technical sheets, and a video about the solution. Officially, we're going to upload the item to Provisionize our website in about 2 to 3 weeks with a landing page about the item with a lot of information, which we're going to educate you today. In a nutshell, the intercom system is combined of two items, and this is why this seminar is going to be about 1 hour long. There are two items to this system, the outdoor unit and the indoor monitor. And each one can act as a standalone device or as a full system unit. In this leaflet or in this landing page, you will have a lot of information regarding the system itself as a whole and how you can use it as a whole system for houses or offices or such. And you can also find separate information regarding each one of those units, whether it's the outdoor intercom station with all its main capabilities and how to enter and how to use RFID technology and call to app button and advanced face recognition capabilities. Please note, not face detection, but face recognition, and this is why it can be a standalone access control unit, and we're going to discuss about it in today's seminar. It has built-in microphones, speakers, and a lot of features for the camera itself. Plus, it also have Wi-Fi connectivity, PoE connectivity, and so on. On top of it, we also have the indoor monitor units, which can work with the outdoor intercom and ring, and you can talk and communicate with the outdoor unit, but it also can act as a standalone device. It's a 7-inch touch monitor, which basically can also act as your NVR video monitoring unit. It can display up to 4 different screens, again, touch screen. You can connect up to 16 cameras to it, and also has local storage, also PoE activated, Wi-Fi activated, and so on. And when you put it all together, actually you can enjoy a full ecosystem of intercom, outdoor station, cameras, NVR, indoor monitors in different rooms that all monitor your entire CCTV system. And we will drill down into it. And this is why this intercom system really fits to many kind of application. Naturally, first in mind is your residential security, your house with a front gate to open and communicate with the monitor inside so you can open the gate. But you can also use it for offices with a few companies. You can use it as an access control unit by RFID, face recognition, and of course, keypad to open the door. And more information about the product, including the webinar that we are hosting today, and much more. So let's dive in. At this point, I will add my colleague, Ilan Komorovsky, who will share a lot more information about the product, including how to activate it. And again, if you have any questions, please write it in the chat. I will ask on behalf of you at the end of the seminar. And again, this webinar is being recorded, and you will get a recording at the end of it. Ilan, let's start.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. Can you see my screen, Ami?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So let's dive into this solution. Today we're going to talk about Intercom kit, which is basically combined out of two units, totally independent units. We have outdoor intercom, and we have internal inside usage monitor that can display the camera, which is coming from this unit and from all other cameras installed in your premises. So the main idea behind this kit is to have a call, and then you can have some communication interaction with the visitor, and you can approve and open the door. So let's talk about two scenarios. First scenario is a basic one. I'm authorized person. I have one of those identification methods. I know the code. I have my face in the database of this unit, or I'm having RFID tag, or even both of those methods, like for a two-step certification, and I just enter the door by using one of those methods. Okay, so in this case, this system is used like access control unit, and I'm accessing my house. In more advanced situation, we have a random visitor scenario. So there is a person who's coming near our one of our doors, one of our fences, and he is asking to call us and say that he has a delivery, for example. Okay, so this call is transferred to unit inside the house to a monitor, and monitor starts ringing. Just one monitor or multiple monitors that you install in the house, and you can answer on each one of those monitors, have interaction with this user, and open or not to open the door. On top of it, you, as a house owner, you're going to get a call on your come to application. So through a cloud communication, you're going to get a call, and you will be able to interact with this random visitor exactly the same way, and you can talk with him. And if you're okay with his content, you're going to approve and open the door. And of course, you can do it from not on from the app. You can do it as well from the monitor itself. You can click on the button and open the door. The other topic I would like to mention here is that you can do it from two sides of your house. You can install two outdoor intercom units, and you can use each one of those units to call in your house and get exactly the same interaction that I mentioned previously. So what are the end result of this communication? You want to open the door, so you can open the door from the button here on the monitor, or you can do it from the come to application, and eventually you're going to send a command to the lock to open the door. Let me show a very simple example of how it works. So I have here two examples. One is how to open the door from the come to application. So when I click on the call button, this call is going to be forwarded to my phone, and I'm going to get a call on my come to application. I'm opening this call, and if I'm okay with the person, I can click on a button, and the door is going to be open. Same operation is done from the monitor. So when I have
Sorry,
the
Ilan.
button click, yes, please.
Ilan. Ilan.
Yes, yes.
Sorry, can you share your screen again, but this time share your audio as well?
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Yes. Okay. So you can hear me now, correct?
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sorry. Okay, so once we're getting a call, we can hear a call coming in, and then we can click on unlock button if we are okay with the person calling.
The door has opened.
And we're getting this notification. The door is open. And same goes about the monitor operation. So I'm clicking again the button, getting a call, answering the call, talking with the person, clicking on the button,
The door has
and I'm
opened.
opening the gate. Okay. So this is how it works. Now let's talk a little bit about the outdoor unit. So outdoor intercom is combined out of a few modules inside. Main one is the camera itself. So we have here a double camera, where one is optical sensor, optical camera, very wide angle, 132 degrees, 2.3 millimeter camera, but this comes with another camera, infrared sensor, which is actually checking that this is a real 3D object. So you cannot just print a face and show it to the intercom. It's going to check from both cameras that it has a 3D bumpness, it has some depth for this object, and only then it's going to react to recognize face in the database of this unit. Another feature, you can connect it to PoE. or you can use a Wi-Fi in your house, and you can connect it as well to 12 volt. And in this case, you're going to have 12 volt and Wi-Fi, so it's going to have a very good communication this way. Of course, it has a microphone and speaker, so you will have a two-way communication with the visitor, and it can have a memory. It already has a memory, internal memory, without any SD card for up to 10,000 faces that you can store in this unit. And it supports SD card up to 256 gigabytes that you can use for local storage of all the events. Any person who's going to appear in front of this unit is going to be recorded inside this SD card. And you can use a MiFair RFID tag to open the door. Okay, so this is all the options. On top of it, this unit is IP65 protected from rain, and it's NDAA compliant. Next is the monitor. Again, as Ami already mentioned, this is independent unit, but it's working very well together as one kit. So this monitor is like a small NVR. It has ability to connect to and display 4 cameras at the same time. So you don't need to see just one camera that is coming from the intercom. You can see all other cameras that gives you a nice overview about the area, and you can look at the person who is calling you from different directions. So you will have a better decision regarding opening him a door. As well, this unit is wireless. It can work on PoE, and it has a non-disturb, do not disturb mode. So if you want the night not to get any calls, you can turn on this mode. You can choose different ringtones when somebody is clicking on a button to call you. And it, as already mentioned, supports up to 256 gigabytes. So you can store additionally some events that you wish to store. So if somebody is calling you, you want to record this communication with him, you can click on a button and it's going to be stored on the local memory. So on top of it, you can connect to this unit up to 16 cameras, but in real time, you can display in live view only 4 cameras, which is more than enough to have a better view on what's going on outside. So if we are going to look at the main wiring, so we have a fence to the villa, to the house, and we have main connections. So from this outdoor intercom, we have a lock that is connected to this unit, and we have exit button. This is the main connections that we are using. And once we want to exit the premises of our villa, we just click on exit button, and it's going to open for us the door. Just to make sure that we all understand how it works, we have an exit button here, connected properly to the outdoor intercom, and it's going to open the lock. So how we can interact with this outdoor unit and what methods we can use in order to enter the premises of our house. So we have a keypad code. We can use RFID tag, we can use our face, or we can do two-step authentication. So it means that we need both the face and, for example, a code, or both face and RFID tag. And we can use a supervisor code. We can have like 2 types of codes, one for general use and one for manager, for supervised. Now, if we're talking about 3D scan, I already mentioned it, we have 2 sensors on this unit. One is optical, just to see your face, and the other one is infrared. So you will get another picture of your face, but with some bumpiness, with some reflection from your eyes and nose. We will see that there is a depth to this object. For that, I have created for you a video that shows you how exactly it's working. So I prepared a printed page with my face printed on it, and I'm going to show it to the intercom. Okay, so I'm going to go to this process again later on and explain you how exactly we interact with the web interface, don't worry. But here I just want to show you that I have my face already in the database of this outdoor intercom, and it's supposed to be opening just by the face. So I chose it now to open by face only. And now let's test it. So I'll go to live, and I'm going to show this unit printed page. So once I show the printed page to it, it understands that there is a face. And if it wouldn't be using infrared camera, it would be opening a door. But now we have this double checking, double verification, like a 3D scanning. This is why it's not going to do anything, because for it, it's not a 3D object. Now I am going to show you this interaction. Okay, so when I show my face, it actually shows that, yes, we see that this is the real face. Now I'm going to show it from the real life recording. So I'm showing this page again. But in this case, we're going to see there are some messages going to pop up. like this is not a real person that we are detecting here. Okay, so this is why it's not going to react to it at all. Okay, but when I'm going to show my face, okay, it's going to open the door. Okay, so this method is working, and this is why we have here two sensors. One is optical and one is infrared. Okay, now let's jump into a video that will explain you in 10 minutes all the operations you need to do with both units, with outdoor and indoor monitor, and how you operate them from the beginning, from the moment you unbox it. So let's begin by unboxing the outdoor intercom. Okay, so I am going to find this intercom unit, exactly as any camera. This is not going to be any different from any camera of Provision house that you buy from us. You just find it in IP Manager. And once you activate it, it's exactly like a camera. You can see the video that is coming from this unit. Okay, so this is it. Nothing unique, nothing new about it. You just activate it in the same software you processed before. Now we're going to open a web page from this software. We're going to use the user and password, and we're going to get inside and start configuration. Okay, so first thing we need to do is to connect it to come to application. I would like to have my unit connected. Once it's active, I want to connect it to the my phone, my smartphone. So I'm going to basic information. I have QR code here that I need to connect to. I'm going to open my phone and I'm going to add a device exactly the same way we add NVR. So I click on add device and I am scanning this QR code on my computer. This is it. This is how I'm going to create a binding, a connection. So first thing I need to do is to give it a name. I'm going to call it Intercom Home. And then next is going to be important part of making sure that I'm actually the owner. I can have access to this unit. So I click here on show me the security code. It's going to check that I'm actually the administrator on this page, on this unit. And I'm going to see the security code. I'm going to put it here. And this is how the binding is established. So now between my smartphone come to application, there is a binding to this intercom unit. Okay, so I have a control over it. I can see the video. And you see there is now, it's in my list of devices, Intercom Home. I can click on this camera. I can do it like full screen. And it's exactly the same operation you already know. But I would like to set some notifications. I don't want to get any notification about it. I'm going to define which notification. So I'm going to push a notification configuration. And by default, it's off. So I'm going to turn it on, but I want to disable, for example, face detection. Why am I disabling it? Because I want to make sure that there will be no faces, like we can get notification about any face which is appearing near this unit. But in some cases, this could be a crowded place. So we're going to get too many notifications. So we have a list here of options that we can disable. So I'm disabling this specific function. Okay, so we're going to get all the other notifications, and now that's it. So we can refresh and we see that we have now binding between this device and our CAM2, and now let's test it. So it's going to be exactly the same video we saw previously. So once I'm clicking this call button, my phone is going to ring. I'm going to accept this call, and I'm going to be able to interact with the user. I can mute this communication to talk internally with my colleagues. And once I'm happy, I click on the OK button.
The door has opened.
And the door is open. Okay. Next, we are going to talk about indoor station. So in this part, I'm going to show you how we operate and like unboxing this unit and configuring it from the beginning. Okay, so I'm going to turn it on. It's going to go through some initial steps of initialization. And once it's finished, it's going to give me some wizard. So I'm going to choose the time zone. In this case, I'm going to choose Israel. And I'm going to turn on day saving time, save it. Exactly like in NVR, exactly the same process. So I'm going to save date and time. And I'm going to switch to the most important part. I need to set the password for this unit. Okay, so it's going to be this short, simple password for internal usage. And as the last part, I need just to agree to the privacy statement. That's it. We finished the initial wizard and we are ready to start working with this unit. Now we need to define it. We need to configure it. So we go to settings. It's going to check that I'm an administrator. So I'm going to enter the password. And the most important part is now we need to configure, go to configuration. We are now in configuration. Okay, so again, we click here. Let's do it again, just to make sure that we cover this part. So click here on those three icons, and I'm clicking on configuration, and I'm setting here the room number. This is the room number I want to, once a person is going to visit the outdoor unit, he's going to click some room to call. And in this case, I want to have room number 9. Okay, but later on, I'm going to define that this number 9 is going to be the default monitor that is going to get the call from the outdoor intercom. Okay, so this is indoor station, and number 9 is the room, and this part of temporary connection is actually how I interact with my cameras. Now, I'm going to show in a few seconds that I can connect multiple cameras to this unit. But once I see video from those units, I want it to be in temporary mode. So I will not use this broadcast all the time. Only when I want to see the video from those cameras is going to be broadcasted to this unit. So temporary means that I'm saving on bandwidth, and I'm using it only when it's needed and only when I view those cameras. Okay, so I save this information. Just try to remember number 9. This is going to be the room number. Now, this is the most important part. What is going to be the default room that is going to get the call once somebody is going to click on the call button? So I'm going to click here. Sorry. Yeah. So let's go to it again. So now I need to configure what is going to be the operation of a call button. Okay, so call button is the button that the visitor is clicking to generate the call. So this number 9 is going to be the room number, the panel we just configured, and this panel is going to get this call. Okay, so I'm going to define it as number 9. Okay, here we have a checkbox for connecting with the CAM2 application, and we can have up to 8 different rooms connected here, defined here, that can be getting those calls. Okay, let's continue with the video. So now let's test it. Now, before we're doing it, I would like to show you how I can add some more cameras to this monitor. Okay, we just now established a communication between outdoor unit and this monitor, so it will get a call automatically when somebody is going to click on a call button. But I would like to add to this monitor some cameras. So we're going to see some other cameras besides the monitor of besides the camera of the intercom itself. So I'm going to scan the network, click on the button here, and I'm going to see all of my cameras here. So when I choose one of the cameras and I want to add it to the monitor, I'm going to supply here a password. And that's it. This camera is going to be available for me in this monitor. Okay, so this one is online. I want to add another camera. I'm going to scan it again. I'm going to click on the button to scan the network again, and I can add another camera here. Let's browse to the next page, and I'm going to find here some PTZ camera. So clicking on this PTZ camera again is going to say, okay, please provide the password to get into it, to have access to this camera. And this camera is going to be, again, available for us. So you see, those both are online. Now, we can do it as well manually. And the most important part is main door station. So this is our outdoor intercom. This is how we configure what is the unit that is going to push the call to this monitor. So this is IP address of my outdoor intercom. Okay, this is it. I finished my configuration. So I have 2 cameras and I have intercom connected to this monitor. Okay, so if I go to live, I can see now all my 3 cameras. One of them is my intercom. Okay, now let's test it. So need to remember number 9 is this is number 9. This is the room number 9, and anyone is going to click on this button. This is going to be the default room number that is going to be getting the call. Okay, so we can see that I can answer here, communicate.
The door has opened.
And have opened the lock. So it took me like about 7 minutes to configure everything, and this is it, and the whole process is working. Now let's start working with SD card. We want to get some snapshots about people who are visiting our house and we want to maybe to add them later on to the database. So let's start working with the SD card inside the intercom itself. So for that, we're going to go to configuration, and inside configuration, we're going to go to storage, and here we have SD card. Okay, so this is the external SD card that we're inserting into the intercom unit itself. We can format it, and here we can define the video quality of that is going to be recorded to this SD card. It could be mainstream, substream, etc. But what I want to focus your attention is on the snapshot. So the snapshot by default is configured to be a low quality. Okay, so you see JPEG with a pretty low quality. I want to change it maybe to higher quality. So we have a control over it. We can go here to the video and audio. We have here different configurations, and one of them is for the snapshot size. So we're going to change it to mainstream quality. So any snapshot going to be recorded on the SD card is going to be the highest quality of the mainstream. Okay, so let's go to storage. We see that it's finished formatting. And now we have here highest quality. So we can define that this snapshot is going to be the highest quality stored in our outdoor intercom. So the only thing is left is to configure what is going to be the video recording. So we can go to the video recording. This part is face recognition, but in this case, we're talking about recording if somebody is going to appear near our intercom and want to record this snapshot and the video to the SD card. So we're going to mark those two checkboxes, save it, and this is it. We are going to have this recording done into the intercom. Okay, so now let's test it. I'm going to show my face to the intercom. Okay, so it's going to immediately capture my face, and this is a snapshot it's going to store into the SD card. So now when I'm going to search for the faces, I'm going to find this face in my list, and later on in next chapter, we're going to see how I can add it to the database. Okay, so how do we use this face? And if you want to add him to the allow list, so I just click on the face and I'm going to get this interface, this dialog. And this dialog, I'm going to supply the name of this person. I can give some ID, but the most important is to give it a name. Okay, so once I'm providing it a name, I can provide some more information, but here the most important part is what is going to be the method of unlocking the door. So in this case, I'm going to do it only with a face. So I'm going to say, okay, import, remember this face, now it's in the database. I remind you 10,000 faces I can add to this unit. Okay, so now if I'm going to database here, database management, I can do search. And by searching it, I'm going to find this person in the database, and it's in a low list, and it's going to use the face to open the gate. Okay, so let's test it once we finish configuring it. So I'm going to show my face, and immediately we're going to get the face as a trigger to open the door. Now let's make it more complicated. I would like to have multiple steps of verification. So I'm going to use here not only face. I want to define for this person to use, for example, a code or RFID tag. So in this case, I'm setting a password, which is 7777. And if I want to use RFID tag, I need to explain to the system that there is some kind of number that is matching to the RFID tag. For that reason, I'm going to just bring closer RFID tag of this person. And this is going to train the system. This intercom is going to be like a reader for us, and it's going to show us what is the number that he just read. Okay, so we can store it in the database. So in this case, we finish configuring all the three options of face and everything. But in this case, I would like to make it face and the password. So it's going to be combination. Just by showing the face, it's not going to be enough. We want to have here a password combination with the face together. So I'm going to choose here face and the password. I'm going to change it and save it. And now let's test it. So once I'm going to show my face, it's going to say, yeah, I see a match, but please enter the password. Yeah, there is a pairing of your face, but please put your password in. Now it's working. Okay, so now we have a double verification here, and we can do the same with the RFID tag. You remember that I showed you that there is RFID here, a card number. So we're going to do here either face with a swiping card, which is a tag, or we can do it with only swiping card, which is only RFID tag. So let's just see that it's working. So we're going to show a face and it's going to say nice, but face is not enough. It's appearing with your face, but you cannot open the door. You need to have RFID tag. And then we see RFID tag, and this is a trigger to open the gate. So who could benefit this solution? We can, this solution is fitting for a house with one or multiple rooms. So we can triggers for it to call in multiple monitors, or we can have an office with multiple spaces. Again, once you call it here, it's going to ring in multiple different places or areas with a different name of a room. And we can use it as access control for buildings. So you have multiple employees working in different offices, but they have their own, there is administrator who is managing the whole building, and he's going to provide everyone their own RFID tag and or specific office code that is going to be to open and the door and get into the office of the whole building. Now, I would like to talk about some scenarios. So what scenarios could fit this solution in more broad way? So the first one is the most easy one. We have a house, villa, where we have one outdoor unit, one indoor monitor, and we get a call and we can answer it inside the house. And of course, it's going to work. Next scenario is when we have one intercom, but we have multiple monitors. So in this case, we can change those monitors and we can have extension from one room and it can extend it to other monitors. So once you're going to click on a button here, this button is going to generate a call on the specific room, like I did with number 9, but it's going to ring on all the other monitors and you can answer in each one of those. So it's going to be very easy for the user. So when he's, for example, he's sleeping in a bedroom, he's going to get exactly the same call like in front of the main door, and he can interact with the visitor and open the door if needed. More advanced scenario is when we have multiple offices. So we can call each office, and when you have inside some additional extensions, so all those extensions are going to call. Then you can interact with the visitor and open the door if you have, for example, shipment that you're waiting for, so you can interact through those extensions. More advanced scenario that I would like to talk, and I already touched it, is when we have two intercoms, like we have two different entries to enter this office. So we can trigger the call from main or from sub intercom, and then it's going to trigger a call either on one unit, one monitor, or multiple monitors if you have them as extension to the main monitor. So you just need to configure one of the intercoms as a sub door station. Okay, so you have this ability as well. So just let's go again about all the options. So you can connect up to 8 different rooms, monitors. In every room, you're going to have a monitor, and you can choose which monitor you want to call from those 8 different rooms. You have here a number, so you can click number 4 and call, and it's going to be call in number 4. Or you can call to specific room, and then you can configure all the other monitors as extensions. So once you click on this button to call this room, for example, number 7, then it's going to call on all the other extensions. And you can have up to 5 extensions connected logically to one room. Okay, so this is extending a room monitor. And on top of it, the most extended scenario is if you have, for example, office with 4 different rooms that you can call, and one of the offices has some extensions, so you can have one of the rooms extended with additional 5 units to call and interact with the visitor. On top of it, you can connect the whole system to our existing system, NVR with cameras, and you can use NVR to record anything happens here from the outdoor intercom. Same goes with VMS, exactly the same logic. We're going to talk about VMS at the end. So let's see how we can interact with NVR. You are going to see that it's going to be exactly like any camera of Revision SR. So let's keep off connecting the intercom to this NVR because it's exactly the same process as connecting any camera. So we see this intercom here on the left down side. We can configure it to record this intercom based on motion, for example. So any motion, including any wind or just person crossing by, is going to be triggered to record it in our NVR. Okay, and on top of it, we can even use sensors of this intercom. So this intercom has two alarm ins. So we can see them here and we can interact and react to any change in those two sensors. So if we want to record it, we need to define the recording. So we can go to this unit and say, okay, I want to record by motion 24/7. Let's see that it's actually working. So you're going to see that once I'm going to appear near this intercom, it's going to switch to motion detection mode. It's going to detect me as a motion. So it's going to start recording this event. And once I want to look for it, I just go to playback and I find it here in NVR with this yellow segment. And you can see exactly that it's working and recording and everything is exactly like you work with the camera. On top of it, you have analytics. So you can work with this intercom exactly like with any eyesight camera that generates for you snapshots of faces. So you see this intercom, you have enabled detection by IPC. This means that it's working as a face detection mode. Anytime face is going to be detected, it's going to send to NVR a small snapshot of the face, and you can react to it like with any camera. What I would like to focus here is on face recognition. This is a little bit more advanced. What you have in face recognition is a more advanced scenario. In NVR, you can have your own face recognition with your own database. And inside the intercom itself, you have your own other database. So you can have like two different databases. One database is for independently working intercom, and the other database is for the NVR. And you can have totally different reaction on the NVR side that is different from the intercom side. Okay, so it's totally independent units, and they can react differently to different faces having inside the database of the NVR. Okay, so about face recognition, we have different seminar, but you should understand that it's totally different and non-related units. Okay, so I already mentioned that you can chain monitors. So once you call one monitor, it's going to ring on other monitors. Let's call them master and slave. Okay, so I have here some explanation, but basically, when you have IP address of the intercom, let's say that this is address, this is going to be the address of this monitor to get a call from. So only this unit can push a call to this master. But this unit, for example, its IP address is 11, not 10 like this one. So the slave is going to get a push for a call from this address. Okay, so they are going to be like chained. So anytime you're going to call to this unit is going to push call to all the slave units, and then you can react with it and interact with the person who clicked on the button here. So let's see how it works. The reason I connected two monitors, but I would like to remind you here. So again, I'm using number 9. This is going to be the master monitor that I'm going to click on. And once I'm going to click call buttons, it's going to call to room number 9, which is this low unit. Let me just pause and again to explain you the fault here. So we have here outdoor intercom, which is configured to call automatically to room number 9 by clicking on the button here. This one is going to be in the main unit, is going to be the master, let's call it, and the upper one is going to be the slave. Okay, so let's see the configuration of those two units. So once I'm going to configuration, you see this is configured to be indoor station, room number 9, okay, and all the other things that we already configured. Okay, and this is going to be, you see the number, the address here is 85. The IP address you see here is IP address of this unit. So this outdoor intercom is going to push call to this monitor, and this is how it is configured here. Okay, now let's see what we need to configure on the slave unit, on the chained monitor. So here, when we go to configuration, we're going to see that there is an extension here, and its configuration is not indoor station, it's indoor extension. So it's extending the master, the indoor station, okay? And we have here number 2, which is one of 5 numbers, 1 till 5. So you can extend by 5, you see, indoor extension. Okay, so if we're going to see it here, just for comparison, you see indoor station and indoor extension, station, extension. Okay, so this is it more or less. Okay, so once we finish configuring it, again, I would like to pause here for a second, just to make sure that we have a total understanding here of this point. Yeah. Okay, I'll pause on this part just to make sure that we have full understanding. You see, this is IP address of this unit, and this is IP address of this unit. So this unit is going to push a call to this slave unit. Okay. Yes, so I'm checking the IP address of this unit, and you can see that it's 24. So this is going to be my master IP address, and this is going to be configured on the slave unit as the originator of the call. So now, once I'm going to click on the button to call, it's going to appear on room number 9, and 9 is going to push it to the slave unit. And I can react in the slave unit, and I can have a call, and I can open the gate exactly the same way. Okay, next topic is how we can record inside the unit. So as I already showed you, we can define to configure the outdoor to record video and snapshots. Same can be done on the monitor, and we can support a big SD card up to 256 gigabytes. But in this unit, if you want to have it recorded, communication with the visitor, we want it to have it recorded, we have the ability to click on the recording button and then record it on demand. So it's like you're getting a call from somebody on your smartphone, and suddenly you understand that it's a very important call. We want to use it as evidence, so you can click on the recording button, and it's going to be stored inside this indoor monitor. So let's see 2 scenarios of how we can record inside. So first, we're going to start with this monitor. So once we're going to switch to see one of the video streams, for example, this Intercom, so we can generate a snapshot, or we can record, and it's going to record to this SD card. Okay, so I'm going just to wave with the hand, and now let's see that it's recorded, and we can retrieve it back later on. So once we finish recording it, we can go to the message area, and in the message area you can go to the playback, and you're going to see all the playbacks that you recorded manually, and you can play it back and see the recording you just generated. Okay, so this is on the monitor. Now let's talk about Intercom. So inside Intercom, we have here a configuration. I already showed this part, but again, face recognition, this is a part where we have face detected by the unit. Okay, so anybody who is going to come near to this unit and going to show his face, we're going to configure it to record into the local internal SD card. So I'm going to click here, trigger SD card recording of the video, save it, and let's see how we actually generate and find those recordings. So I go to search, I can see that it's SD card, and I can search for this specific day and find all the recordings just by clicking each one of them. And of course, we can export it externally and use it as evidence later on. Okay, so this is it. Next, let's talk about do not disturb. This is a very simple function. So if you are going to sleep, you want to turn off your monitor so it will not ring by any kids who are playing outside and clicking on the button. So you are going to do it very easy. Let's see how it's done. You have the monitor, you click on the main button here on the ringer, and you can do off, which means that it's going to be stop ringing at all, or you can do it by timing. So you can set here specific time during a day in which you don't want to get any calls. So you're going to define it here. This once you save it, it's going to work by timing, or you can do it off, on, all day, as I already explained you. So you have 3 different modes. Okay. So this is it about do not disturb. we're getting to the end. So how we share this? So let's assume that I'm not living by myself. I want to share it with my family members. So in this case, I can share my connection to this outdoor unit with my family members. How do I do it? Exactly like we did before with NVR. Let's see the whole process. So this is my intercom. I want to share it with some family members or on the share button. I'm typing in the user inside CAM2, the registered user in CAM2 application. So this is my colleague. I'm going to click on next step. I'm going to define that this is going to be in my intercom. All intercom camera is going to be shared with a playback and preview. And my colleague is now going to get this unit on his list of devices. So once I am not happy with my sharing with this person, I can go to sharing and I can define that this, I can remove, for example, his ability to do a playback, or I can cancel his sharing and kick him out and he is not going to control this unit anymore. So once I finish configuring this part and he is a part of my sharing, he's going to get exactly the same calls I'm going to get. Any person who's going to click on a button, he's going to get exactly the same ring, and the first one who is going to answer is going to have communication and open the gate. Okay, so this is working exactly the same logic as with monitors. Tampering. So we have two methods of detecting tampering. First one is a optical one. So if somebody is going to cover your camera, then you are going to get notification on the CAM2 application, or you can, for example, do alarm out and have a siren in your house. Another option is a tamper sensor. We have like a spring button on the backside of this intercom. And once somebody is going to detect disconnected from the wall, this spring sensor is going to pop up and is going to detect that it's disconnected from the wall behind it. And you're going to get exactly the same trigger, which is push notification to your CAM2 application. And you can trigger, for example, alarm out and have some siren. You might ask, okay, what are the junction boxes and brackets for this unit? So this monitor is coming with this bracket, and you can, in addition, you can purchase this junction box, plastic one that you can use for flat installation, in wall installation. And the same goes for the outdoor intercom. So you have here three options. One is the easiest one, the bracket one. And then you have a bracket with some coverage from rain. And you have in-wall junction box installation for like flat wall installation with all the wires inside. So we have here a scheme that of all the cables. This is exactly how I connected. Mainly I connected the outdoor unit. So I connected it to the lock. It was normally closed, magnetic lock. And I connected the exit button and I connected alarm output and input here when I wanted to trigger some alarms. So this is the way I interacted with the flat cable here. And of course, you can connect to it 12 volt and avoid using PoE. Now, let's talk a little bit about the difference between doorbell and intercom. Now, intercom is an independent unit. It's doing face recognition by itself, and it can open the door. And it's not mandatory for you to work with with a monitor. But once you're working with a monitor, when you click on a button, as you already understood, you're getting the call here, and you can interact with the house owner. And once he's happy, he's going to click on a button and is going to send a command back to the intercom and is going to open the gate. Now, this unit, contrary to the doorbell, cannot connect to chime boxes, but the monitor is good enough for us because it's going to work like a chime box. Now, if you're talking about doorbell, this unit can connect to chime box, but face recognition, which is very crucial for specifically for 3D face recognition, is done on the NVR side. Okay, so NVR can be a face recognition process analyzer, and once he's going to find the face which is in the database of NVR, then you can ask NVR to send back a command to open a gate through this doorbell unit. But on top of it, you can connect this doorbell unit to the monitor. So you have a very nice integration here that you can use, for example, in a hotel. So if somebody is trying to communicate with a person who is staying in a room in a hotel, he can click on a button here, and then the guest in the room can see who is calling him on the monitor, and then he can go and interact with him and open the door if he wants. He has even an ability from this monitor to click on a button and open the door as well. So you have exactly the same interaction with the doorbell as you have it with the intercom. Now let's talk about more or less the last topic here is how it's working currently. So if you are working in a villa, then when you click on the button, it's going to ring on the come to application of just one user. You have just one binding currently. So it means that just a house owner is going to get a call and he's going to interact with the visitor or his family members, which are bind to this account, like he did the sharing with other come to users, and they're going to get the same call. Now, this doesn't fit to a scenario when you have a big building and everyone has his own apartment and every apartment needs to get its own call because there is just one binding. So what we are planning in the future to have a binding not between come to user and outdoor intercom, but to have a communication and the logical linkage between the monitor and the come to application. So this is going to allow you to give a solution to apartment building where you need to call specific building, a specific apartment, like apartment number 44. And then this apartment number 44 is going to get a call on a monitor, and only the owner of this apartment is going to get a call to his come to application. And he's going to interact with the visitor if he's not at home. Okay, so I hope this part is clear. And the last part is about VMS. So in new VMS that is going to be released soon, we have a new module, which is called Access Management Module. And here you have ability to define everything regarding the authorized users, and you can push those list of authorized people to those intercoms through the server, define exactly what's going to be the method to open the door, exactly like I showed you previously, even with two-step authentication. And this is going to be ability to control multiple intercoms in your building through the VMS client. So this is it. I think we covered everything that we wanted to talk about. We got exactly 1 hour of your attention. And if you have any questions, we are here for you. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Ilan. Hope you can hear me.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. We will open for question in just a second. As you can understand, this item is quite intense with a lot of features and abilities, and I hope we managed to give you some insight for it. Thank you very much for joining, and I hope to see you in our next seminars.